Bang! Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP. That's right, Diamond Dallas Page, the king of bada bing, the master of the diamond cutter, the three-time world champion, WWE Hall of Famer, and founder and CEO of DDP Yoga. And you monkeys, you're watching Just Alyx. And my boy Alyx, he's standing tall, he's looking good, he ought to be in Hollywood. He is celebrating 10 years. That's right, 10 years. That's right. Yes, a 10-year anniversary here on YouTube. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Now watch the video, monkeys, or else bang!
Initiating login sequence. Welcome to Alyx's world.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winds of change are among us. All Elite Wrestling AEW Dynamite show tonight in Cedar Park, Texas, was a great example of that wind of change, of the winds of change in professional wrestling. I thought tonight's episode was excellent. I thought the crowd was hot. I thought the segments were hot. I thought the wrestling was great. And I thought overall, AEW put one of their best foot forward and took a great step in a huge direction to being the #1 wrestling show in all of professional wrestling. Fyter Fest Night 1 is in the books, and we're here to talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you. I'm your host, Alyx, Just Alyx. We're going to break things down from the opening segment to the coffin drop ending from Darby Allin. I cannot wait to talk about this episode of All Elite Wrestling. I can't wait to read your thoughts and get your opinions down below in the comments and, of course, in the live chat. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Join the membership. Be a part of the ever-expanding brand. Get some perks, free merchandise, as well as a chance to request a video topic of your choosing, whether it's a review or whether it's just me watching an old school wrestling show or a match. You have the power when you join the membership. Help expand the brand by doing the following things as well. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at Just Alyx Central. Also give me a follow on Instagram. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, and of course Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Buy yourself a t-shirt at Pro Wrestling Tees or Teespring. Get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt. Get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt. But don't forget to get you a blonde hair, blue eyes, apple pie, America t-shirt made by H.E.B and Fire Star Heart. We fired up, we ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the sponsorship and then we'll get to our review. Today's video is sponsored by Amazon Music Unlimited, featuring 70 million songs and thousands of expert playlists. With Amazon Music Unlimited, you can listen to any song, anytime, anywhere, on all your devices. Smartphone, tablet, PC, Fire TV, and even Amazon Echo. Today, if you sign up using the link getamazonmusic.com, Just Alyx, you'll get a 90-day free trial that you can cancel at any time. Following that, you'll be paying a small $7.99 that includes no ads and no interruptions. Take advantage of this opportunity today using getamazonmusic.com, Just Alyx, in the description below. Hello everybody who's joining me here in the live chat. Everyone show some love to the moderators, Eliza Demi, Ultra Shadowline 97, Firestar Heart, and Godzilla Hawk. Also hello to Mr. Crusader Gamer, who recently joined the membership. Good to see you. Good to see my memberships here. I think what I'll start doing is I'll start shouting out the members first and the moderators just to show them some love because they're the ones helping to keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you. As for the others, thank you to the following people for joining me live. King Burbs, The Elite Squad, John Beal II, Sonic Artemis 117, New Japan Pro Wrestling Girl, Jordan McLean. Not related to John McClane, but Jordan McLean, what's going on? Taryn Jones, FG204. We got Jack Lambambard. We got, who else we got? I already said Firestar Heart. What's up, man? You get 2 shout-outs, apparently. Christian Landa, Demetrius B, True Fire 901, Emerilla 408, Stephen Bram, Ashley Greer Crowder, Adam Ritter, who is basically telling me NXT's Aaliyah has moved to Raw. Thank you for that. Yeah, that was a weird trade. We'll talk more about that, I guess, when she debuts. I don't know what to say about that. Janelle Jackson, Joseph Winters, and last but not least, let's give it to Chase 5677. Thank you to the early crowd for being here for this AEW Dynamite review. Oh, and by the way, we got one more person showing up. The former Super Chat champion, nicknamed Mai, who is also a member. Good to see ya. Thank you all for being here. If I don't say your name, it's not because I hate you. I do want to go ahead and get to this review because I am fired up. Ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and get things started. Let's start things off with the crowd. And actually, no. Apparently, we have some super chats in the wing. So let me go ahead and play those really quickly. Sorry about that. I almost forgot about super chats.
I love tonight episode for AEW Dynamite. How you book the storylines for MJF against Tommy End before their match in New York.
Oh man, I don't know why you think MJF is gonna fight Tommy End in New York. That's not a match you do this early. Maybe we should hold off on that. And there's not much I can do to book it because it books itself. You know what I mean? Now, what was I saying? All right, let's talk about the crowd. Cedar Park, Texas had a hot, electric audience. The type of audience that wrestling wants, that wrestlers and wrestling companies die for, live for. Oh, they were popping for everything from the moment the show started until it ended. That crowd was into it all. This is what we call a honeymoon period audience. They just love everything about the show. Even the weakest part of the show easily was Christian versus Matt Hardy. A lot of people didn't like the match, thought it was slow. The crowd was into it. The crowd loved everything about it. They didn't care. This is the type of crowd we want more in wrestling. And it's funny, when you compare the AEW crowds, when you compare all Elite Wrestling's crowds to the runs we see with NXT, to the one we're going to see tomorrow, not tomorrow, but on Friday night, whenever you're watching this, Friday night on SmackDown, it's not going to compare. I already know Houston's crowd's not going to be hot because I'm sorry, there isn't a lot of things to be hot about SmackDown right now. That's why I haven't bought my ticket to SmackDown. There's not a lot of stars in this show. A lot of things that these people put on Raw and SmackDown each week, it only appeals to one person. It only appeals to Vince. It doesn't appeal to the masses. I don't know what the hell they're going to do on Friday. Unless they bring in a Becky Lynch or a John Cena or something. I'm not gonna waste my money on SmackDown. That's why I told you guys, if you want me to go to SmackDown, y'all can pay for my ticket and I'll go. But I'm sorry, after seeing this show, after seeing how excited people were to be there, to see certain talents, the Hangman Pages, the Britt Bakers, the Omegas, the Young Bucks, the Darby Allins, the Malachi Blacks, the Stings, everybody was getting pops. Even the people who don't get used all that much. Yuka Sakazaki was over. Freaking Ricky Starks was over. This is the type of shit I'm talking about. This excitement is what's missing. This is what's been missing for a year in terms of wrestling. AEW has what we call momentum. It's getting more momentum as time goes by. And actually it had it before the pandemic hit. And now it's building back up. It's getting that momentum again. It's getting ready to start trucking along. And trucking along. And trucking along. However, what's going to stop this momentum, and I'm scared that this might actually happen, is this pandemic. Those of you who are not keeping up with the news, apparently people are getting their goddamn shots. They're not getting their shots, and apparently the virus, the new variant of COVID, is rising again. Yeah, sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it looks like things, if people don't get their shots, hopefully they do, we're gonna shut this shit back down again. Come on, seriously, I would be very pissed off. Very pissed off if, excuse me, I was gonna sneeze there. All right, we're good. I would be very pissed off if we got to a point where things are looking like they're getting back to normal, and then people are too goddamn stubborn to get their shots. Not saying those of you who aren't able to do it because of medical conditions, and that's a totally different situation. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the ones who are able to but aren't, and we have to shut things back down because it's spreading too much. I really would hate that. I really would hate that right now, especially with wrestling getting back to normal. But if everything goes as planned and the pandemic doesn't return, I see AEW really climbing to the top. I see AEW becoming the top wrestling promotion in the world. Easily. If we get more shows like this and more crowds like this, oh, best believe, ladies and gentlemen, AEW will be the #1 show in all of professional wrestling. We kick things off. Jon Moxley versus Machine Gun Karl Anderson for the IWGP United States Championship. Look, we've been sleeping a lot on Karl Anderson. Some of you who don't know this should probably do just a little bit of research. Not saying that you have to, but I would invite you to go back and watch some of his matches in New Japan Pro Wrestling back in the day, around the mid 2010s. This guy was a beast. He's a great in-ring singles competitor. Really good inside a tag team. But as a singles competitor, he's legit. And he had a great match with Jon Moxley. Now again, the crowd helped. And Jon Moxley coming out to Wild Thing was the smartest thing they could have done. I'm getting Sandman vibes. Legit Sandman vibes. Watching him go out there to that song. The crowd was just pumped for Jon Moxley. And the match was great. They beat the piss out of each other. It was what you called a strong style Japanese wrestling match. And Moxley ends up winning after a hard fought battle. And next week, check this out. We're gonna get more Jon Moxley, only this time it's against Lance Archer in a Texas death match in Dallas. So you're telling me that Dallas, Texas not only gets Monday Night Raw, but AEW too? I'm jealous. I'm jealous, Dallas. Y'all some lucky bastards. Houston gets AEW in August, and we get WWE this Friday. But Dallas gets AEW and Raw. I'm very curious to see how well they do. Now, I don't know where AEW's Dynamite is going to be next Wednesday, what arena it's going to be in. I would love for it to be in the exact same arena as Raw. And I hope AEW actually sells out that bitch. I don't think they are, but it'd be nice. Just saying. But yeah, Jon Moxley versus our boy Lance Archer for the IWGP United States Championship next week in a death match. That should be crazy. Yeah, we're doing another death match on live TV. That should be interesting. That should definitely be interesting. Who you guys winning? Who you guys got winning that? I would go with Lance Archer. I do think we've been sleeping on Lance a little bit. He needs something. He needs a title victory. So I would go ahead and drop that belt off of Jon Moxley here. Especially in a death match. It would be really, really dope. That's what I would do. We got Andrade El Idolo backstage saying he wants to meet with Death Triangle. That would be Pac, Penta Cero Miedo, and of course Phoenix. So it looks like we're going to be doing a feud between Andrade, Pac, potentially Phoenix, potentially Pentagon. Personally, I would love Phoenix versus Andrade. Inject that into my veins. That would be so goddamn good. And I think Phoenix is about to be cleared. He was injured earlier this year. I think he had to take some time off, just about 6 to 8 weeks, due to an injury that he suffered while working in a different event. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get that with Phoenix. He's always putting his body on the line, and he's always doing crazy stunts. So yeah, he's going to be hurt a lot. That being said, Phoenix versus Andrade is exactly what Andrade needs. He needs someone who can work his style. Right now, I feel like Andrade is suffering from working with people who don't know how to work that luchador style. The Matt Sydal match was a great indication of that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's kind of sad. I'm not saying that he can't get out of this rut, but Andrade is in a rut right now. He is. I feel like a lot of it has to do with just the booking, just the timing of it all. I do like him with Vicky Guerrero. Could it have been better? Yes, he could have easily brought in someone else. Personally, he should have brought in Thea Trinidad. That's what I was going to say. Thea Trinidad, Zelina Vega. That would have been excellent. But she decided she wants to go back, crawling back to the Thanos of all wrestling, Vince McMahon. Poor girl. She's probably regretting it now, seeing her hubby in AEW. But regardless, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully he's able to get out of this rut. It sucks that he's in it, but what can you do? Yeah, Phoenix is, I think Phoenix versus Andrade would be fire. You get that set for All Out, we'll be good. Yeah, and we're just scraping the barrel right now. We haven't seen him versus Darby Allin. We haven't seen him versus Page. We haven't seen him versus a lot of people. He hasn't even touched Omega. He hasn't even touched any of the top wrestlers. Hasn't touched Cody. Hasn't touched anybody. So we'll have to see. But give it time. This is the same case as Miro. Everybody was pissed off that they put Miro with Kip Sabian, made him his best man, and they were just like, oh, really? Wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't like it was killing him or burying him. It was just something for him to do to get him on TV for this short period of time before they pushed him as a mid-card champ, which is what he's doing now, and he's doing excellently. So let's give Andrade some time. I think he'll be fine. Ricky Starks versus Brian Cage for the FTW Championship. I was very surprised at how well this match got over. The crowd loved both Ricky and Cage. And it's good. It's good seeing that. They're both awesome talent. They both deserved to get great reactions. And I was surprised that Ricky Starks actually beat Brian Cage. Not really. I shouldn't be surprised. I guess the word I'm looking for is, although it makes sense and it's easy to see coming and very predictable, I didn't think they were going to do it here. I was almost certain that Cage was going to beat Ricky Starks, but they had Team Taz absolute Ricky Starks, but they basically turned on Cage, and now Cage is a one-man wrecking machine. So now it's Cage versus Team Taz. Let's go. I will say this, after seeing the crowd get behind Ricky Starks the way they did, we might have a potential babyface in him. Now, I've always said that Ricky Starks one day would be a star. I'm not taking anything away from him, and I still stand by that. He's very young. He's 24, 25? He's young. Mid-20s. So imagine where he will be in the next 10 years. That's why people like MJF and Ricky Starks are extremely important. Why you got to build them here and set the foundation for their eventual rises in the future, because we're making investments for them down the road when Chris Jericho and Sting and all of them have to go away, because Chris Jericho's in his 50s now. Jericho's not going to be doing this for the next he's not going to be doing this for too long. I wouldn't think so. I think Jericho is smart enough to know, all right, probably in the next 5 years I need to go ahead and start winding this down and transition into a commentator or something like that. So when Jericho leaves, we can then bring in the MJFs to take that spot. We have to remember, AEW is in a great spot where they can really plan things out and visualize the next 2, 3, 5, 10 years. Because you're always going to get a new influx of talent. You're always going to get talent coming in. You're always going to have that. So you don't have to worry about, not having people to work with. The thing about AEW they have to be careful with is, well, two things really. They have to be careful with not blowing their wad too soon, because that can happen. That's been happening for a while. But you also have to be careful with pushing people too hard. Take your time with them. Take your time. Don't give them everything too soon. Especially someone like MJF. Everybody's just like, when is MJF going to win the world title? You know what? Why do it now? Let him continue to, get his moments and then fall off. It's fine. You got years. He has years ahead of him. Simple as that. Let's just take our time with these people. But yeah, Ricky Starks is now the new FTW champion, and we begin the feud between Team Taz and Brian Cage. I like it. I like it a lot. What was easily the hottest moments of the night was Cody Rhodes coming out and calling out Malachi Black, aka Tommy End. I love that they had Black do the Undertaker entrance. He showed up on the Titantron, cut his promo. Cody's like, get your ass down here. Lights go out, lights come back on. Crowd loved it. You know what? They do that a lot anyways with certain talents. They did it with Darby Allin. They did it with freaking the chairman, Sean Spears. You know what? I think we should just save it for Malachi Black. Save it for Tommy End. I get major Taker vibes when he does it. I really do. We really should save it for him. That's just my opinion. Y'all can disagree, and that's fine. I believe we should definitely consider saving the Taker entrance, lights go out, and lights come back on, for Aleister Black. That just feels right. For me personally. The only other person that should be doing that really should be Sting. But they did it with the Dark Order. They did it with all these other people, and it just didn't work. Let's just save it for Aleister Black. So anytime the lights go out, you're like, oh shit. Oh fuck, here we go. You know what I mean? That's how it should be. Great brawl. I look forward to their match. It feels like they're building this match to it feels like they're building it to either Fight for the Fallen, or perhaps they're gonna build it to All Out. Here's what I do want to talk about, and I'm glad I got you guys here because I do want to ask this question. How do y'all feel about Cody Rhodes right now? How do you feel about Cody as a babyface? How do you feel about him in his current position? Because I noticed that Cody was getting booed tonight. Now, he's been getting booed for a while, and that goes without saying. I just feel like ever since his promo, the America the patriotic promo he cut during his feud with the anti-evil British guy, who we haven't seen since. Just saying, he hasn't been getting strong reactions. Because I remember back in 2019, he was like the top babyface, the most over babyface in all of wrestling. It hasn't been the same since pre-pandemic. It hasn't been the same. I'm sorry, but Cody, in my opinion, I think Cody's kind of worn out his welcome as a babyface. We should consider turning him heel. That's my opinion. I do think he works better as a heel anyways. And right now, the way he's being positioned, him being the vice president and him having corporate pull, it's kind of hard to not boo him. Now imagine, let me just set the floor for you, because I know Sam Peeble asked me to book something earlier. I think he wanted me to book Tommy End versus MJF. Nah, my man, like, I want you to think about this instead. Let's take Cody Rhodes. Let's say he's frustrated with his performances lately. He does a match between him and Malachi Black, aka Tommy End, and then he loses. This leads Cody to realizing that, you know what, playing by the rules, doing all this bullshit, this white knight crap isn't getting me anywhere. And so he remembers what he's here to do. He remembers why he loves this. And then he decides, you know what? I'm going to become a complete fucking asshole. I'm going to start cheating. And then MJF's group, the Pinnacle, turns on him. And then they align with Cody Rhodes. Let's just say that happens. Let's just say the stuff between MJF and Chris Jericho, they end up fighting, and then the Pinnacle turns on him, and then they get with Cody Rhodes. Cody turns heel, and we set up Cody versus perhaps maybe Hangman Adam Page, because Hangman's gonna beat Omega. We can definitely see that happening. But we do Cody versus Hangman with Cody being the heel. You already know he's gonna be the top heel in all of wrestling. Sorry, I love MJF as a villain, but you're not gonna beat Cody as a villain. The moment he turns heel, he's the most hated man in all of wrestling. Do I dare say he'll be more hated than Roman Reigns? It'd be close. That's rough. I might have to, if that happens, if we do turn Cody heel and we see him do some work, I might have to do some comparison work, because I would imagine around Survivor Series, let's just go with that, around Survivor Series going into WrestleMania season, The Rock's gonna show up, and by that point Roman will be top heel form, because no one's gonna want to root against The Rock when he fights Roman Reigns. So we're talking like straight up peak Roman Reigns heel run around Survivor Series. If they turn Cody heel around that point, I don't know. It's going to be hard. I don't know if I could put Cody over Roman by that point, but it would be pretty close. It'd be pretty close. What do y'all think? I think it's time. I do think it's time for Cody to turn heel. So, something to think about, something to sit on. Give me your thoughts down below. Alright, let's move on. Let's talk about what they did with Hangman Page and the Dark Order, as well as Omega and the Elite. So apparently, as you guys know, Hangman Page is, you know, he's very popular with the audience. Who am I kidding? He is the babyface in AEW. Darby Allin is right there under him, but Hangman's number one. Every time he goes out there, he gets massive crowd reactions. They were chanting cowboy shit with children in the crowd. Cedar Park was chanting cowboy shit with children in the crowd. That is Pete, Texas right there. That's amazing. But yeah, he announces that he wants to fight Omega, and then Omega and his crew comes out and goes, no sir, not in our house, not in our watch. We got our boy Matt Jackson getting in his face, reminding him what a failure he is, what a terrible friend he is, what a drunk alcoholic disappointment that he is. Of course, Hangman punches his lights out, and the Elite tries to attack him, and then the Dark Order run in for the save, and then Omega gets in the microphone and then makes the ultimatum of a lifetime. It'd be the Dark Order versus the Elite. If Hangman Page wins, not only does he get a world championship title shot, but the Dark Order get tag team title shots. Also, check this out. If he loses, he gives up his number one spot in the ranking, and the Dark Order lose the opportunity. So, a lot to win, a lot to lose. And apparently that match is happening next week? Or is that Fight for the Fallen? I think that might be Fight for the Fallen. When is that match happening? So the match was accepted. Let me do my research really quickly. I don't want to just tell you guys lies. So, Elite versus Dark Order. Let me see. When is that happening? I believe it's happening. I think it is happening next week. And it's elimination style match. Yeah, it's elimination style. Wow. Okay. Damn. No. Wait. Okay, it is Fight for the Fallen. I figured, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Someone told me it's Fight for the Fallen. Awesome. I was a little worried. I was like, wow, that's next week? Damn, that show's gonna be stacked. No, it's not next week. Apparently, it's Fight for the Fallen. Okay, good. Smart. Yeah, you want to save that for that event. So, Fight for the Fallen, that's when Hangman Pages earns an opportunity to fight Omega at All Out. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be a dope match. These shows, oh my god, they've stacked the hell out of these shows. You can't miss a single episode of Dynamite. You really can't. Everything just feels... Every show feels like it matters. Every show feels like it has a weight. Which, again, is not what WWE does with Raw and SmackDown. I love everything they're doing. Everything they're doing with these Hangman Page segments. They're doing a very good job of protecting him. And again, what we just talked about, them not blowing their load, blowing their wad too early, they could have easily given Hangman that title in 2019. No, they waited 2 years. They waited 2 years to give this guy another shot. Man, I'm very happy they did. Chris Jericho gets ambushed backstage by Shawn Spears and MJF. MJF makes it known that next week he will fight Shawn Spears, and I guess it's no DQ match for Shawn Spears, but a regular match for Chris Jericho. Essentially, Shawn Spears can use a chair and Chris Jericho can't. That will be his first Circle of Hell. Cool. Can't wait to see that one. For real, I think that's gonna be a good match. I think those two will work very well with each other. The weakest match in the card, check this out. The weakest match on the show, although it really wasn't a bad match, I thought it was actually pretty solid. But easily the weakest part of the show was Christian Cage versus Matt Hardy. Not saying that it was a terrible match. Again, it was very old school, very solid. The crowd loved it. But it wasn't what you would call a clinic. I thought there was a lot of nice spots in it, especially the last 5 minutes. Christian, I'm getting them mixed up now. Christian can work with anybody. Can work any role, can work with anybody. Very, very good in-ring performer. So, I enjoyed it. It's just compared to everything else, which was all the way up here, it was solid. So, if this was the weakest part of the show, you know this was an excellent show. That's how you know this show was excellent. Apparently afterwards, we got an appearance from Jurassic Express. They didn't play Jungle Boy's theme music. Well, I guess you want to save that. But they got big pops, though. They got big pops. And then we got the interview from Dr. Britt Baker. D.M.D. Can we just call her a babyface in this feud? Like, seriously, I know she's supposed to be the heel. But I'm sorry. You don't have any legit baby faces in this women's division right now. You don't. You just don't. I apologize. Someone messaged me. I'll talk to that person later. But you don't. The problem with the women's division in terms of AEW is that you got someone like Britt Baker who is so far ahead of the pack in terms of microphone skills, in terms of character work, in terms of in-ring performance. And they built her up with great matches with Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida. Everyone else is just so far behind, you just don't care. You don't believably buy into them as performers. You just don't. And I think that's actually pretty sad. So hopefully they can fix that. Because I ain't booing. Ain't no one booing Britt Baker in her match against Nyla Rose next week. Nyla Rose is the heel. She is. She's not very good as a babyface anyways. I don't know why people think we should ever cheer Nyla Rose. She's meant to be a heel. She's always meant to be a heel. She will always be a heel. That's her role. So pushing her as a face was not smart, especially with Vicky Guerrero as a manager. What were y'all thinking? So yeah, Britt Baker's the babyface in this feud. And maybe she can go back to being a heel afterwards, but you gotta find her a babyface challenger. You have to find Britt someone the fans can cheer her against, because there is no one. There really isn't. You can probably bring in some people from Japan, or maybe you could bring in someone from NWA, or shoot, you might have to bring in Mickie James, maybe. But as of right now on the AEW roster, you ain't got nobody. And someone just said Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa isn't necessarily signed to AEW. That's why she's been working dark matches, because NWA wants her to be featured heavily on their show. That's what it is. Hey, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know why people thought things would be different with Thunder Rosa. She's not working with Dynamite right now. She's not under contract with Dynamite. She's an NWA talent that they pushed very hard. They should, because she's amazing. But man, like, clearly the match to do at All Out would be Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker, but that's not happening because she's not under contract. And I think her NWA contract is set to expire by the end of this year. So she might actually end up signing with AEW then. So in the meantime, before we get to Thunder Rosa and Britt, we gotta find her some legitimate opponents. And I don't know who we got right now that people care enough to see her fight. You're gonna have to talk to me and give me some ideas. Someone said Tessa Blanchard. Maybe? We'll see. Someone said Kylie Ray. Okay, there you go. That's somebody. Good. Rosemary? Sure. Okay. Su Yung would be amazing. Fuck it. Bring in Su Yung from... Who we got over here in Impact? Yeah, Su Yung would work. I guess you could do Deonna Purrazzo. You can do her, even though she's already champion. Might as well do her. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. I know Big Swole, someone we can do. We'll see. Red Velvet's great. Red Velvet would be perfect. Jade Cargill, she's a heel. That's the problem. Maybe if we do a semi-face turn for Britt, we can do her versus Jade Cargill. That would be something interesting. We'll have to see. Yeah, guys, like the video. I didn't set any goals for this broadcast, and that's fine. 100 likes would be fine for this one. I don't get a lot of views for my AEW content anyways, and that's fine. That is what it is, especially since we got other people filming along with me. What else can you do? Sammy Guevara, Texas's own Sammy Guevara, took on Wheeler Yuta, who is a new talent. Sammy wins because Sammy's awesome and Texas loves Sammy. Great pop for him when he came out. Yuka Sakazaki, Magical Girl Yuka, defeated Penelope Ford. Squash match, not really much to really say about it. More highlights for the Japanese Joshi wrestlers. And then the main event, which rightfully should be the main event, is the Coffin Match between Ego, Ethan Page, and Darby Allin. There was a couple of highlight packages for Miro during the show, calling himself God's favorite champion, and he got a new title design. That was nice, but nothing else. Just a reminder that Miro exists. But getting back to the Coffin Match, this was excellent. This was a great main event. Again, give props where props is due. I thought, in terms of heels, in terms of making you root for the babyface, Ethan Page did an excellent job in this entire feud. He just understands what it takes, what needs to be done to make people hate him and root for the other person. It's not really about yourself. It's about what you have to do to make people give a shit about what you're doing. His role was to make people root for Darby Allin, and he did that to a T. And Darby Allin is, let's be real, in terms of baby faces in all of wrestling, he's top 5. He's top 5. He's right under Hangman Page. Seriously, he is right there. But man, Darby Allin, Hangman Page, it's neck and neck. I don't know which one's number one, but I'm gonna go with Hangman Page. It just feels like Hangman's the one. Darby's right under him though. Darby was excellent in this match. He did a lot of crazy stunts. Love the backdrops with the iron plate strapped to his back. It's a no DQ match, so it makes sense. He had an appearance from Sting, which got a massive ovation in Texas. Of course, it's the Stinger. And of course, Scorpio Sky got his ass handed to him. Did a freaking Razor's Edge, Outsider's Edge, whatever you want to call it, on the steel steps, which was nasty. I don't know why Darby Allin takes spots like that. I cringe every time he does stuff like that. I'm like, dude, you're going to kill yourself one of these days. But in the end, Darby Allin beats Ethan Page with a skateboard drop kick to the back and drops him in the coffin, closes it. Then, as the cherry on top, when the coffin was closed and he is deemed the victor, he climbs to the top of the turnbuckle and hits a coffin drop through the coffin on Ethan Page, and that's how we close the show. Darby Allin is a godsend. This show is amazing. AEW is back. AEW right now, to me, is climbing to the top as the best wrestling show, and if they continue this streak all the way up to All Out and into that stadium show in New York City, it will be number one. I'm calling it right now. I give it. It's July, right? And then they do the stadium show in September, because All Out's in September too. So by September, it will be the number one show. I do not see WWE getting better. I don't. I'm sorry. I gotta be that guy to say it. I don't see WWE getting better. I don't. I see WWE being stuck exactly where it is right now. The terrible booking, horrible characters, and you're gonna bring in what, Brock Lesnar and John Cena to make up for that? You can't. You can't make up for the bullshit that you've already done. You're gonna put a band-aid over a bullet wound. With AEW, there is no bullet wounds. There's a couple of slow moments, a couple of patches here and there that they have to clean up, and that's fine, because that's what you expect from a show from a company that just got here almost 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Excuse me. 2 years ago. It went. I gotta remember. It's only been 2 years. Holy shit! It's been here. Like, it got created in early 2019, but it only started airing shows in October 2019. So 2 years, 2 years, and look at it, already creating stars. That's pretty good. AEW is going to keep growing. AEW has a lot in store for us. I don't see WWE doing well. I don't. They got John Cena and Brock Lesnar coming down the pipe. That's Lesnar and Lashley, and then Roman and Cena, and then after that you got Roman and Rock, and that's it. That's all you got. You got nothing else. That's all you got. Once they do Roman and Rock, they are. I'm saying it right now. Once WWE does Roman and Rock, they're fucked, because that's all they got. You got nothing else after that. Once you get through Roman and Rock, you got no more blockbuster matches. So we'll have to see what happens. It's just crazy. I'm busy. Yeah, so we'll have to see what goes on, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to All Elite Wrestling moving into September. But y'all give me your thoughts about tonight's episode. I'm really excited for night 2 next Wednesday. But what did y'all feel about night 1? Let's play some super chats and then we'll get going to the live reactions.
Hey Alyx, do you want Selena De La Renta go to AEW? Because she is really good talker and smart woman to be manager for any AEW superstars?
She could be a great manager for Andrade. Really. That would be the excellent manager for Andrade. She fine too. See, the thing about that is you put Selena with Andrade, you're going to have Charlotte looking at her like...
Statlander could be a babyface against Baker, especially with Orange Cassidy.
There you go. We can make that work. Statlander against... Ooh, that would be a great match, actually. I could actually see that being a great match. Okay, there you go. I didn't even think about Layla Hirsch either. Layla Hirsch would be wonderful. Layla Hirsch would be amazing. But yeah, definitely an excellent episode. I see someone said a 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, A plus. Okay. Sonic Artemis basically says WWE just has those 3 matches. After that, they'll crash. Because there's literally nothing else. Literally nothing else. So we'll see what else they got. Let me read some of your thoughts earlier. So I want to see what y'all been saying.
Why you don't think Adam Cole be big superstars like John Cena and The Rock and Roman Reigns in main roster?
That's never gonna happen, kid. Come on, Sam, you know better. Adam Cole's gonna be great. I think he'll be fine on the main roster. I do not think he will reach John Cena levels. I don't. I think the days of the megastars are done in WWE. I think Adam Cole will have a better shot at reaching that level in AEW. I just don't see it happening with WWE. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll fare very well. I think he'll fare very well on the main roster. I just don't think he will be a big superstar like John Cena and Roman Reigns. Hell no. Do not see that happening. Sorry, Sam. I do not see that happening. Let's see here. Cody was born to be a heel, not a face, by Joseph Winters. I agree, Mr. Joseph Winters. A lot of you seem to agree with me that Cody should be a heel. That's good. A lot of people are saying Selena De La Renta would be an excellent manager for Andrade. Yeah. Again, I like Vicky as a manager. I just feel like in terms of getting Andrade to that main event status, he needs someone with sex appeal. You know what I mean? Zelina has massive sex appeal, although she's taken. But yeah, like, you got someone like Andrade, he needs like a woman. The next person after Zelina is Selena. So, oh shit, Selena? Man, let's go. That would be pretty dope. Let's see here. True Fire 901 thinks MJF should keep his team. He needs it more. I disagree. I don't think MJF needs a group. He just needs Wardlow. MJF can fare on his own. Let's see here. Someone just reminded me that AEW had Kylie Ray and then she dropped off. Kylie Ray, I think she left because she had some... I think it was more depression issues. She's had issues with her depression for a while. I'm trying to see here. Yeah, John Cena and Brock Lesnar are not going to be around forever. They're getting old. They are old. Let's get something straight here. If I'm not mistaken, Brock is 44, right? And John is 42. Yeah, they're. You probably got them at best 5 more years. You're not gonna have Cena wrestling. Personally, I see Cena retiring at WrestleMania 39 in Hollywood. I see Cena retiring. You got him for about 2 more years, and that's it. Brock, you got about the same. Probably he might retire. Shit, he might retire after SummerSlam. He looks like he's ready to just call it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, WWE doesn't have these guys. They don't have a lot of these wrestling legends that they can rely on. Excuse me, for too much longer. So, how do I feel about Melina in AEW? Melina! As much as I would love that, listen. It's one thing when you talk about Thunder Rosa. I do think Thunder Rosa, when her contract expires, will not resign and will go to AEW. Melina ain't going nowhere. They will fight for Melina. Like they fought for Mickie James. They will fight to get these women. they will do what they have to do to make sure these women are treated with love and care. They're not letting Melina go. They're not. They're going to fight for her. And if anything else, as soon as Melina's contract expires, you know WWE is going to go after her. They're going to throw millions. That's one of those talents that, yes, it would be a great pickup for AEW, but I don't think they'll be able to. Someone's going to snatch her up before they can. I can tell you this right now. If NWA doesn't fight to keep her, WWE will get her. They will fight for her. Although it would be very awkward for Melina to go back to WWE knowing that John Morrison's there, so. Oh, not just John Morrison, but Taya's there too. I don't know about that. Yeah. Oscar Hernandez. After Roman versus Rock at WrestleMania Dallas, could we possibly get Roman versus Big E? You'll probably get Roman versus Big E at SummerSlam next year. Honestly, you shouldn't hold that off. Which is why, again, we'll talk about Money in the Bank on Friday night after SmackDown. But yeah, I don't see how anybody would want to see Drew McIntyre win that briefcase when you got Big E in the match. Like, it's bad enough that they took Cesaro out of the match and he won't even be at Money in the Bank. I think that's fucking stupid. That is dumb. Like, super goddamn dumb. But yeah, hopefully we'll see. We'll see. Joseph Winter says Melina and Taya are friends. Okay, sure. I don't know about that. Let's leave that one alone. Alright, thank y'all for watching. As always, thank you for making me a part of your day. Be sure you like the video, subscribe. There will be some more podcasts and videos coming for you this week. As always, just be sure to follow me on Twitter and Facebook. And keep up with me by subscribing and clicking the bell for notifications. This Friday will be a review of the first live show back with WWE here in Houston, Texas. And of course, a preview for Money in the Bank. And then Sunday will be my Money in the Bank review. I can speak English. And then, of course, after that will be the first Raw back in front of fans. Boy, it's gonna start getting busy because after Money in the Bank, it's a straight shoot to SummerSlam. So hopefully we start getting some appearances from John Cena and Brock Lesnar. And also keep this in mind. We'll be building to All Out. So it's going to get hot. Wrestling is about to get seriously hot around this point in time. We got AEW building to All Out. We got SummerSlam coming around the pike. We also got NXT Las Vegas. Come on, Triple H. NXT TakeOver Las Vegas. Give it to me. Wrestling's going to start getting hot. So be sure you're subscribed and you're strapped in for more right here in Alex's World. I'll catch you guys next time. Thank you for joining me. You guys take it easy. I'm out. Peace.